Hey guys, today we're going to be making some just really simple knitted leg warmers. I'm going to show you how to knit these flat and in the round. So there's a PDF to download in the description box that has all the 4 sizes. I have a small, medium, large, and extra large size. It also goes over knitting in the flat and knitting in the round. So if you want to download that and follow along as I'm talking, it is in the description box. So to make these leggings, you're going to need an aran weight yarn, and the size needles that you're going to need are depending on your size. I'm going to go ahead and make the medium, so I'm going to be using a 5.0 millimeter knitting needle. If you're making them flat, you're just going to need 2. If you're making them in the round, you're going to need 4. And I am using 100% wool. So let's get started making these in the round. So since I'm making the medium, I'm going to use a stretchy cast on to cast on 48 stitches on my 5.0 millimeter knitting needles. So I'm going to be using the crochet cast on, but you can also use the long tail cast on. I'm going to start off with a slip knot on my needle, and then I'm simply going to place another. So now I have 2 stitches on my needles, and I'm going to create the other 46 stitches. So I'm going to be using the crochet cast on. If you want to use the long tail, you can go ahead and do that. But the way you do the crochet cast on is you're going to insert your second needle in between the 2 stitches. You're going to yarn over on that needle and pull it through those 2 stitches. Then you're going to yarn over and pull that stitch over that one. You're going to keep doing this between the 2 stitches closest to the end of the needle until you have those 48 stitches. I put 16 stitches on each needle for a total of 48 for the medium size. And now we're going to join in the round. The way you join in the round, you're going to cast on 1 extra stitch. So I actually have 49 stitches now. And then you're going to slip the extra stitch off. And then slip a stitch over it. So you're back to 48 stitches. And then you can pull on the strings to tighten it up. So now that I've joined in the round and I have my 48 stitches, for row number 1, we're going to knit 2, purl 2 all the way around. And you can place a stitch marker at the beginning if you wish. I just simply use my tail as the beginning. So just knit 2, purl 2 all the way around until you reach the beginning again. So now I've done row 1, knit 2, purl 2 all the way around. And what you're going to do is you're just going to repeat row 1 for as long as you want until your leg warmer is as long as you want. I like to make mine around 6 inches at the minimum, and you can certainly make it longer. The longer you make it, the slouchier it's going to be. Here I am about 30 minutes into knitting. I'm about halfway done. I'm going to make it twice as long, and then I will show you how to bind off. Alright guys, so I have a finished legging in the round here, and now I'm simply going to bind it off. And since I knit it with a 5.0 millimeter knitting needle, I'm going to bind off with a 5.5. I just want to make sure the top of this is still stretchy enough. So I'm just going to use a regular bind off. So make sure you're at the beginning of your round. Knit the first stitch, knit the second stitch, and pass it over. And then just keep knitting and passing until there's only 1 stitch left on your needle. After you have that 1 stitch left on your boot cuff, go ahead and cut your yarn yarn over, and pull through. Then you just need to weave this end and weave this one in. Alright guys, that's how you make the cuff in the round, and now I'm going to show you how to knit that flat in case you don't know how to work in the round. So to make this cuff in the round, you're going to need a set of 5.0mm needles if you're making the medium. And then you're going to cast on 48 stitches using the long tail or crochet cast on. Just make sure it's a stretchy cast on again. To do the long tail, simply place the slip knot on your needle and then place one more stitch and then go through the 2 stitches with your second needle, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over on that needle and pull that loop over it. Place that stitch there. You're going to do this with the last 2 stitches that are closest to the point until you have all 48 stitches. Okay, so now I have all 48 stitches on one straight needle, and then row number 1 is going to be to knit 2, purl 2 until the end. After doing the knit 2, purl 2 of round 1, you're going to turn the work and simply work round 1 again. You're going to keep working round 1 until your legging is as long as you like, and then you're going to fold it in half and seam it up. Alright, so now I have knit 2, purl 2, and I have this leg warmer is as long as this leg warmer. So I'm going to bind off, and I'm going to go up a needle size when I bind off, so I'm going to use a 5.5mm. So take a 5.5mm knitted needle, and it can be smaller because we're going to be binding off. And then we're just going to do a regular bind off. So knit the first 2 stitches, and then pass it over, and then just keep knitting and passing until you have 1 stitch left on your needle. So when you have 1 stitch left, you're going to want to pull out a bunch of yarn because we're going to be sewing up this leg warmer and you want a long tail. So I left about this much yarn. And then you're simply going to yarn over on your hook and pull that last stitch over, that yarn over. And then pull the tail all the way out. And now we're going to take a yarn needle and you're going to fold your flat legging and take your long tail end and you're just going to sew it up. You can sew it up basically invisibly by using this very sides of what you're sewing. Just keep sewing all the way down. When you're all the way done seaming up your seam, I like to tie the 2 ends together and then just weave them in. And here are the finished leg warmers. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and just let me know of any tutorial suggestions or video suggestions, and have a great day. Bye!